Alright, so here we are on lesson 15, locating ordered pairs on the coordinate plane. So today we're going to talk about the coordinate plane, and we're going to talk about the four quadrants and the origin and then putting points on the plane and all that good stuff. So down in this kind of blank space here you see just this dot. So what we're going to do first is we're going to draw out the entire coordinate plane, which means there's four coordinates. So you're going to go out to the right. This would be your x-axis, so label that. And then you're going to go straight up. And we know that this is your y-axis. And then we're going to put out to the left here too, and that's still your negative x-axis then. And then we're going to go down, and that'd be your negative y-axis. So, and then the other point we know is this point in the middle here. If you want to draw a little arrow, this is the origin. And that's the point 0, 0. So now we're going to label what we call our quadrants. So over here to the right, this is quadrant 1, and we always use the Roman numerals, so you're going to put, kind of looks like an I. So this is quadrant 1, and then we move counterclockwise. So now this is quadrant 2 here to the left. If we keep going down here, this would be quadrant 3. And last but not least, we have quadrant 4, which this is the Roman numeral for 4. Alright, so in orange here, these are our quadrants. You want to label one of them. So this is quadrant 1, 2, and so on. Okay, so that's all we're going to do on that page. If you go ahead and flip over to the next page, we're going to look at the box here, and it says the origin is the point where the blank and blank intersect. So if we fill that in, it's the point where the x-axis and y-axis intersect, and then the coordinates would be 0, 0. Alright, the next part says to describe the locations of the points in the coordinate plane, we use quadrants, which is what we had in orange on the other side. And we use quadrants of numbers. Order is important, so on the coordinate plane we use the form x, y. The first coordinate represents the point's location from 0 on the x-axis, and the second coordinate represents the point's location from 0 on the y-axis. Alright, so make sure you have that part filled in. It's all stuff we've talked about before though. We're going to skip the rest of this page. And we're going to skip this page. We're going to do all this in class. And we're going to go on to the page where it says number 4. And it says locate and label each point described by the ordered pairs below. So I want you to pause the video. And I want you to plot them down on the graph. I'll tell you each line represents 1. Alright, and then you can unpause it and you can check your answers. Alright, so these are where your points should be on the graph, and I did change that last one, -2, -1, to be point E, just so we didn't have more than one, so make sure you have those. And then we're going to do the top, where it says indicate which of the quadrants the points lie in. So I'm going to label our quadrants, and you should do this. This is number 1, 2, 3, and then this is 4. So now we're going to label the quadrants. So the point 7, 2 is in quadrant 1. If you look, they're both positive numbers. Quadrant 1. 3, -4 would be in quadrant 4. 1, -5 would also be in quadrant 4. -3, 8 would be in quadrant 2. And then -2, -1 would be in quadrant 3. Alright, so that's all we're going to do on that page. So if you flip over to the last page for lesson 15, it says to write the coordinates of one other point in each of the 4 quadrants. So I'm going to give you this picture that I want you to put in this blank spot here with the quadrants. Remember, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. And now on your own, I want you to do this part. Alright, so you're basically just picking any point in this quadrant. You can pick from any of the numbers. Alright, I can give you example A for quadrant 1. Example would be 2, 5. Alright, so you can go ahead and do those. And then I want you to do number 4 on your own as well. And it says, do you see any similarities in the points within each quadrant? And then we'll talk more about those tomorrow. So make sure you do those few examples on your own, then we'll do some more in class with some practice.